So this is one of my favorite recipes. These are so good. I can't wait for you guys to try them. They're quinoa and cacao bars, and they've got this amazing layer of kind of fruity quinoa with apricots and things like that. And then it's this amazing cacao layer on the top. So you guys are just gonna love them. So to get started, we're just gonna roast some hazelnuts. So we want about 200 grams worth. So just pop those into a roasting tray. Love that. And then just these go in the oven for kind of 10 minutes or so. And then while those roast, we can get on with our next few steps. So we're gonna blend sort of 8 medjool dates, which are the sticky kind, up with some almond butter, tahini, and coconut oil. And that's what's gonna kind of stick the bottom layer together. So you need, take the stones out. So you need, 8 of these. So pop those into a food processor, along with about 3 tablespoons of almond butter, and same of coconut oil and 2 of tahini. So this is what's gonna stick everything together. And then just blend that up until it forms kind of really gooey, sticky mess that's gonna keep the whole bottom layer together. So you can see this has formed this amazing, super creamy mix. So we're gonna put that to one side and use that a little bit later. And now we can start putting everything together. So we're gonna measure out some sesame seeds, golden flax seeds, apricots, and goji berries into here. So we wanna chop our apricots. We need about 150 grams. And these add a nice kind of sticky, gooey texture. I find it's easier to do these with scissors, so do them in kind of thirds or halves. And then we can pop those in here. So then we need to measure out these guys as well. Perfect. Just check on the hazelnuts. So our hazelnuts are looking absolutely perfect, so you can just leave them to one side to cool. And we'll measure out our puffed quinoa. I love this stuff, it's one of my favorite things. Now we can start to mix everything together. So now we're going to stir in our amazingly sticky, gooey date paste. And then our hazelnuts as well. You can chop those up or roughly pulse them in the Magimix if you prefer. But they're good whole too. The bowl looks so yummy. So now I'm just going to give that a good stir. Perfect, and there we go. So that's going to be the bottom of our dessert. So we're going to line a baking tray, so we can use the same one again that we just used once it's cool. And we're going to line that with baking paper and press this into it. And just pour your mix in. Yum. So here you go. Here's the bottom layer. Doesn't it look absolutely incredible? So we're going to pop that in the fridge just to set a little bit while we make the cacao layer. So it's going to be so chocolatey, and then we're going to put the two together. So the next layer is super, super easy. All we need is a bit of cacao powder to make it really chocolatey, and cacao butter, which sounds like it should be chocolatey. It doesn't taste chocolatey, but it has an amazing ability to kind of hold stuff together and create a kind of chocolate bar feel. So the two together are incredible. So we're just going to start melting them. So we need 3 tablespoons of the cacao powder, and then 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, which just gives it a nice sweetness, which really complements the chocolate. And then about 100 grams of cacao butter, which looks like this. So these come in little buttons, which is a bit easier to measure out than when it's a massive block. So that's about 100 grams. And just mix those. Don't let them start boiling aggressively, just gently mix them on a low heat until they're perfectly smooth and melted. Perfect, so when it's finished, it should be super chocolatey like this. And then that's what we're going to pour on. So grab your base layer. And then just pour this over the top. There you go, and then you can always just sprinkle some extra goji berries and chia seeds and things like that on the top if you want to kind of add a little bit of colour and decoration. If you do like it extra chocolatey, you can kind of double the amount of chocolate on the top, which is what I did on my one earlier, and it is very, very good, but this is a kind of introductory amount. And there you go. So we're just going to put that back in the fridge to set, and I'll show you what it should look like. So here is my one that I made a little bit earlier. So you want to take it out the fridge a little bit before you want to eat it, otherwise it will be a bit tricky. But look at that. Doesn't it look so good? And then you can just slice it up. And you've got these amazing bars like this, amazing afternoon snack, or like a little bit of dessert. So enjoy making these, guys. They're one of my favorite things at the moment.